there, my name is Ryan Vickers and welcome to the 2022 Reach for the Top National Championship semifinal. This is semifinal number 1 between Glebe Collegiate Institute of Ottawa and Eric Hamber Secondary School of Vancouver. We're going to meet the players in a little bit, but let's start with snappers to start round 1. These are general knowledge questions open to all players. Good luck, everyone. Mathematical proofs traditionally end with what 3-letter acronym?
Caleb.
QED.
That is correct for 10, and you're on the board. What word refers specifically to the state of having multiple husbands, a form?
Micah.
Polyandry.
That's correct for 10. The name for which province derives from the Cree for swift flowing?
Micah.
Saskatchewan.
That's right. In opposition to Hitler, what folk singer painted "This Machine Kills"?
Stuart.
Woody Guthrie.
That's right for 10. Which NBA team plays at FedEx Forum and drafted Ja Morant?
Micah.
The Memphis Grizzlies.
That's right. Tay-Sachs disease affects which organelle whose acidic environment allows it?
Judy.
Mitochondria.
No, I'll finish. Whose acidic environment allows it to break down cellular waste?
Lysosomes.
Yep.
Caleb.
Lysosome.
And that's right for 10. Let's now move into our assigned questions using our art. We'll introduce our 8 players during this round. In this round, each member of each team will be given a 10-point question, and if you miss yours, your counterpart on the other team will have a chance for 10 points. So I will give you a famous work of art and the year it was created, and you just need to name the artist who created it. Let's start with Glebe, who is playing as Team A. We'll start with Liz, who is a fan of turquoise Yoshi, and clearly not any other color. Liz, here's your 10-point question. The Great Wave off Kanagawa, circa 1830. No, we'll go over to Ryan on Eric Hamber.
Katsushika Hokusai.
That is correct for 10. Moving back to Glebe, Caleb, who tells me he's lived in France, an excellent choice. Let's hope it works for you in this 10-point art question. The Scream, 1893.
Monk.
Correct for 10. Moving over to Micah, who loves anime. Micah, Saturn devouring his son, circa 1820.
David.
No, that's incorrect. Thomas.
Delacroix.
No, it's Francisco Goya. Finally, on Glebe, we have Stuart, who is a big fan of shoebill storks, which are African birds. And here's your question, Stuart. Girl with a pearl earring, 1665.
Rembrandt.
That's incorrect. Bowen, a chance to steal.
Vermeer.
That's right for 10. Moving over to Eric Hamber Secondary, we'll start with Ryan, who once had a forensic science project and had to burn down a popsicle stick house. Clearly, I missed that class, but here's Ryan's question for 10. Japanese Bridge and Water Lily Pond, 1899.
Van Gogh.
That's incorrect. Liz.
Monet.
That's right for 10. Judy, who tells me that she cried as she met a waiter named Jay-Z. We're assuming not that Jay-Z, but you never know. But Judy, here's your question. Liberty leading the people, 1830.
David.
That's incorrect. We go to Caleb.
Delacroix.
That's correct for 10. Thomas, who tells us that he doesn't know who Al Gore is and currently is now too embarrassed to ask, gets this 10-point question. Thomas, the Garden of Earthly Delights, circa 1500.
Botticelli.
That is incorrect. We go over to Micah.
Bosch.
That's correct for 10. Finally, Bowen, who simply likes looking at cat pictures, has this 10-point question. Guernica, 1937.
Picasso.
That's correct for 10. Okay, everyone back on the buzzers for a 40-point Who Am I question. This question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer on the first clue and 10 points less on each succeeding clue until either team answers the question correctly. Teams, it's a Who Am I? For 40 points, Clue A. In a commencement address I delivered at Stanford University, I advised my audience to stay hungry, stay foolish. Who am I for 40
Caleb?
points?
Jobs.
That's correct for 40
Nice,
points. Well
Caleb.
done. We now move on to a what city am I question. Same format as the Who Am I question. What city am I for 40 points? Clue A. I am home to the grocery store known as Cup Foods at the intersection of 38th Street.
Stuart.
Minneapolis.
I am for 40 points.
Nice.
Nice.
Well done. Well, we got through those pretty quickly, and let's move on to Geography of India. Open questions to both teams. Geography of India. With its capital at Lucknow, what is the most populous city?
Uttar Pradesh.
Repeat, please.
Uttar Pradesh.
That's correct. Most populous state in India. Continuing on the same category, home to Mother Teresa for most of her life.
Micah.
Kolkata.
Correct. The western and eastern Ghat Mountains partially enclose what triangular highland
Micah.
region?
The Deccan Plateau.
That is correct. And finally, what sea borders India to the west?
Micah.
The Arabian Sea.
Well done.
John Micah.
Great job on that category, Micah. Open questions on the United States Constitution. What are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
Caleb.
The Bill of Rights.
They are called the Bill of Rights. That's correct. In total, how many amendments have been made to the U.S.?
Caleb.
27.
That's correct, 27 amendments. Ratified in 1870, which amendment granted freed slaves the right to vote?
Judy.
13.
That's incorrect. Anyone on Glebe?
Is it 14th?
15th.
Okay, Caleb, go.
Caleb.
15th.
It was the 15th. That's correct for 10. Open questions on stages of life. Mastering the Art of French Cooking is the debut cookbook by
Judy.
Julia Child.
Julia Childs, correct. What 10-time NBA All-Star point guard is currently an assistant coach for the Los Angeles
Micah?
Lakers?
Sorry.
No, anyone on Eric Hamber? That's time. Jason Kidd. Who played Sirius?
Can I challenge that?
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
I will continue with the next question.
Caleb.
Gary Oldman.
That is correct. That's the end of the round. And while we compliment the writers on being oh so clever, we'll confirm our score with the judges and we'll be back with more Reach right after this. Welcome back to Reach for the Top. Our scores after round one are Glebe 260, Eric Hamber 40. Lots of questions still to go, so let's get into round two with snappers to start with your general knowledge questions. Good luck, both teams. What supernatural woman lives in a hut built on chicken legs in Slavic
Ryan.
mythology?
Baba Yaga.
That is correct for 10. Diana Barry and Gilbert Blythe are...
Caleb.
Anne of Green Gables.
That is correct. Friends of Anne of Green Gables. Who sent expeditions to Punt as a female pharaoh of Egypt?
Caleb.
Hatshepsut.
That's correct for 10. Which fast food sandwich with barbecue pork and pickles gained a cult following?
Judy.
McRib.
McRib is correct in the 1980s. Claudio Aprile, Michael Bonansini,
Caleb.
MasterChef Canada.
they are all on MasterChef Canada, that's correct. What is the real name of the popular left-wing Twitch streamer who goes by the nickname of Hasanabi?
Stuart.
San Piker.
That's correct. During the Joseon dynasty, Korean warships were named for which animal?
Micah.
Turtles.
That's right. We move on to a 40-point team question. In this two-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 10-point scramble question in part one is ineligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part two. Part one scramble for 10, open to all players. What surname is shared by sisters Isabella, Louisa, and Mirabelle, who live with their
Thomas?
family?
Oh my God, no.
Sorry, I'll finish for Glebe. Who live with their family in a magical house in Colombia?
Caleb.
Buendia.
No, it's Madrigal. So unfortunately, because nobody got the scramble right, these remaining questions deal with the Madrigal family and they're open to both teams. All players are in it. The Madrigal family appears in what 2021?
Judy.
Encanto.
They do appear in Canto, correct. The Madrigals don't talk about which member.
Liz. Bruno.
That is correct. Don't talk about Bruno. What golden item is given to Mirabelle at the end of the film?
Thomas.
The key.
No, I will finish. At the end of the film in recognition of her contribution to the family.
guess on objective.
No, that's time. It was the golden doorknob, and for those of you who've seen it, haven't seen it, spoiler alert. We move on to the next, our team question. Scramble for 10 for both teams. A skein of geese is typically shaped like what letter?
Micah?
Yeah,
V.
they're usually like a letter V. That is correct.
Nice.
Many questions deal with things shaped like letters. Reminder to Glebe, although you consulting, you may do that. You need to buzz in to give an answer. Any player may answer.
Mike, would you like to buzz?
Yeah, sure.
What type of pose, sometimes taken by 3D models that glitch out in video games, has been jokingly described as asserting dominance in various
T.
internet memes?
Team.
T pose. Okay.
Micah?
T pose.
That is correct, and we will continue on the same category. An outward pry is added to the end of the standard front-to-back motion in what basic canoeing stroke?
J, maybe?
Okay.
Sure.
Micah?
J stroke.
That's correct. And finally, the sound holes in a violin are often named for their resemblance to which letter?
S. Oh,
F.
F.
I'm
Okay.
not
F.
sure.
Micah?
F.
That's correct.
Nice.
Last of our 40-point team questions, both teams in it. Scramble for 10. A player named Who is on which base?
Ryan?
First base.
That's correct. Well done, Eric Hamber. The remaining questions deal with first baseman and go to anyone on Hamber. Just have to buzz in to give an answer. Okay, you can consult, but remember your time is not a lot. Here we go for Hamber. What Blue Jays first baseman finished second in American League MVP voting in the 2021 season?
Bautista.
Go for it.
Bowen?
Bautista.
No, I'm sorry, it was Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Continuing, what first baseman won the 2020 National League MVP and the 2021 World Series with the Braves before signing with the Dodgers? No answer. Freddie Freeman. Timed out. What legendary first baseman played from 1925 through 1945 and was the second player in MLB history to hit 500 career home runs after Babe Ruth?
Karen?
Go for
No,
it.
it's not.
No answer. Jimmy
Judy?
Fox. Everyone's back in. Open questions on temperature conversions. If it's minus 40 degrees Celsius,
Ryan?
no, I'll
Sorry.
finish.
Sorry.
What is the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit?
Mine again.
Caleb?
Minus 40.
That's correct. To the nearest degree, if it's 0 Kelvin, what is...
Caleb?
273.
That's incorrect. What is the temperature in degrees Celsius?
Negative 273.
Negative.
Ryan?
Negative 273?
That's correct, yes. To the nearest degree, if it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit, what is...
Ryan?
Fahrenheit? Oh gosh. 200.
No, I'm sorry. What is the temperature in degrees Celsius?
40. Maybe.
Sure.
Go.
Caleb?
40.
No, a little colder than that, 38, but not by much, frankly. Within 10 degrees either side, if it's 200 degrees Celsius, what is the temperature?
Thomas?
573.
No. What is the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit? Glebe.
4.
Micah?
932.
No. It's 392, but I feel like 392, 932, you're going to have problems either way if that's the weather forecast. Open question on literature of the Middle Ages. 7 women and 3 men are secluded in a Florentine...
Cameron.
Oh, that's correct. Well done. What character's tale is first told in Chaucer's Canterbury?
Ryan?
Night?
Yes, the Knight's Tale is first in Canterbury Tales. In what country were the Pillow Book and the...
Caleb?
Japan.
They were written in Japan, that's correct. Who slays the monster Grendel in...
Ryan?
Beowulf?
That's correct, in the Old English epic poem. Open question on video game releases of 2021. A 2021 remaster of 3 games from what series was subtitled The Trilogy?
Stuart?
Uncharted.
No, I'll finish for
Not
Eric
bad.
Hamber. The Trilogy, the definitive edition, and includes settings such as Vice City and San Andreas.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, maybe.
Bowen?
Grand Theft Auto.
That's correct for 10. Lady Dimitrescu is among the
Bowen.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll finish. Among the antagonists of what most recent Resident Evil release?
Is it 7?
Go.
Go.
Stuart.
Resident Evil 7?
More, please.
Resident Evil 7 Haunted Mansion.
No, good attempt. Resident Evil Village.
Oh.
Open question on the age of exploration. Bartolomeu Diaz was the first European to sail around what landmark?
Micah.
Cape of Good Hope.
That's correct for 10. During which Chinese dynasty did Zhang He and?
Micah.
Ming.
That's right. What Portuguese explorer claimed Brazil for Portugal?
Judy.
Magellan.
No, I'll finish. For Portugal while attempting to sail to India. Glebe?
Do y'all remember this?
No.
Take a guess.
Okay.
And that's time. Pedro Alvarez Cabral. And that lovely jingle means we're done for round 2. We'll check the scores with our judges and be right back in a brief little moment. Welcome back to round 3 here at Reach the Top. Our scores currently are Glebe with 400 and Eric Hamber with 130. Let's go into the start of the round with snappers. And in fact, these are chain snappers to start round 3, which are open to both teams. The answer to one question will form the subject of the next. Here we go. What metallic name is given to the number symbolized by the letter 5 and approximately
Golden ratio.
That is the golden ratio, correct. What city's Chase Center is home to the Golden State Warriors?
Stuart.
San Francisco.
That's right for 10. What chemical element names a region of high?
Thomas.
Silicon.
It is. What is the atomic number of silicon?
Thomas.
14.
That's right. As an attempt to make peace near the conclusion of World War I, who laid out?
Judy.
Wilson.
Wilson had 14 points. That's correct. What sort of object was Wilson in the movie?
Thomas.
Sorry.
No, I'll finish. In the movie Castaway. Glebe?
It's a volleyball, right?
Caleb.
No volleyball.
That's correct. Open questions on pin words. That spelling is P-I-N. Found in the Zambales Mountains of the Philippines, what large volcano erupted?
Caleb.
Pinatubo.
That's correct, in 1991. The Caravan of Death was perpetrated by what Chilean dictator?
Thomas.
Pinochet.
Pinochet is right. What word refers to something's highest point?
Thomas.
Pinnacle.
That's right. Gary the Snail and SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ryan.
Pineapple.
They do live in a pineapple, specifically under the sea. Open questions on add a letter. Please note in this category, the letters in the original word will preserve their order. Keep that in mind. Here we go. First question. What letter must be added to a word meaning an edible shellfish to form a word meaning to assert something?
Thomas.
I.
That's right. Clam to claim. What letter must be added to a word meaning a space on a schedule to form a word meaning laziness?
Liz.
H.
That's right. Slocked to sloth. What letter must be added to a word meaning to enthusiastically praise to form a word meaning very serious?
Thomas.
G.
That's right. Rave to grave. What letter must be added to a word meaning a song in which each singer begins at a different time to form a word meaning portly?
Thomas.
G.
No,
The first
Glebe.
one's round. Do you know what the second is?
No.
And that's time. It's T, which was round to rotund. We'll now move on to our shootout. In this shootout, when a player answers a question correctly, they are out and may no longer buzz. The first team to get all 4 players out receives 40 points. Up to 12 questions will be read at the end of 12 questions. If neither team has gotten all of their players out, no one will receive any points, unfortunately. And remember to players, no consultation, whether verbal or non-verbal. Good luck to both teams. Here we go. In Python programming, how many equal signs do you need to include?
Ryan.
2.
That's right, Ryan. You are now out. Just for this time. Which country's Kalush Orchestra won the 2020?
Stuart.
Ukraine.
Yes, they won the 2022 Eurovision competition. Stuart, you are out. Continuing. What two-word phrase used by motorcyclists during the Freedom Convoy protests also names an
Thomas?
American...
Uh,
No, I'm sorry. I'll finish for Glebe. Anyone on Glebe? Also names an American bombing campaign during the Vietnam War. And that's time. It was Rolling Thunder. The Austronesian language family originated from what island?
Micah?
Taiwan.
That's correct, formerly known as Formosa, and you're out, Micah. Which U.S. president had a wife nicknamed Ladybird?
Thomas?
LBJ.
That's correct. And you're out, Thomas. Good shootout going. What London theatre was initially built by Shakespeare's playing company?
Caleb?
The Globe.
That is correct. What unique lizard-like reptiles have a name derived from the Maori for peaks on the back?
Judy?
Komodo dragon.
No. Anyone on Glebe?
Liz?
Echo?
No, it's the Tuatara. With a name from the Arabic word for desert dweller, what nomadic people have historically occupied desert regions of northern Africa?
Judy?
Romani.
Repeat, please.
Romani.
That's incorrect. I'll finish. Desert regions of northern Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. No, it was the Bedouins. What Scottish archipelago located northeast of Orkney also names a breed of pony?
Judy?
Isle of Skye.
No, that's incorrect. Glebe?
Liz?
Shetland?
Shetlands are correct for 40 points.
Good
Nice.
stuff, guys.
And we'll now move on to general knowledge question snappers to end the game. Here we go. Everyone's back in it. Hyponatremia, sometimes experienced by marathon runners who
Thomas?
overhydrate.
Sodium.
That's correct for 10. Well done. Calaf sings what aria whose title?
Caleb?
Nessun Dorma.
That's right for 10. Gabbro is the intrusive equivalent of what rock? It comprises,
Thomas?
Granite.
Noel finished, comprises most of the ocean floor. Glebe.
Sandstone.
Go for this,
Go.
I think.
Micah?
No, I'm sorry, time is up. Basalt. Molly, Gil, and Mr. Grouper are characters on what children's television?
Judy?
Bob's Burger.
No, I'll finish. Children's television show set under the sea. Glebe?
SpongeBob?
Liz?
SpongeBob?
Not this time, I'm afraid. It was the Bubble Guppies. The Imaginary Invalid and The Misanthrope
Caleb?
Moliere.
are both by Moliere, correct. What term is applied to a piece of music which is intended to be sung without instrumental accompaniment?
Caleb?
Acapella.
That's right. What term describes plants that absorb nutrients from air and water and
Caleb?
Autotrophs.
no, I'll finish, and do not root in soil?
Hydroponic? Is that the term?
Just get
Ryan?
Hydroponic?
No, it's epiphyte. Epiphyte, pardon me. During which country's War of Independence was Lord Byron killed at
Micah?
Missolonghi?
Greece.
That's right for 10. What sultanate gained control of Zanzibar in
Micah?
The Sultanate of Oman.
That's right, 1698. Oman is correct. What technology was used by the pseudonymous Tokyo Rose for propaganda during World War II?
Stuart?
Radio?
That's right. What Egyptian city serves as the center of the Coptic Church?
Micah?
Alexandria.
Correct for 10. What is the smallest 4-digit perfect square?
Thomas?
1024.
That's correct. Who wrote Never Cry Wolf?
Caleb?
Farley Moet.
The Henderson-Hasselbalch equation can be used for what kind of solution?
Owen?
Ammonia?
No, I'll finish. For what kind of solution would resist changes in pH?
Buffer.
Caleb?
Buffer.
That's right for 10. And that's the end of round 3 and the game. Our final score is confirmed by our judges. Glebe with 580 and Eric Hamber with 230. Congratulations, both teams, on an excellent, well-played match. Glebe, you're going to move on to the finals. And Eric Hamber, this ends your run at Reach the Top this year, but congratulations on making it so far. Well done. My name is Ryan Vickers. This has been Reach the Top. Bye-bye for now. See you next time.